Hello there, welcome to Critical Reviews. Today I'm taking a look at Jurassic World Rebirth. Dinosaurs are cool, always have been, always will be, which is why it's a bit difficult to buy the core conceit of Jurassic World Rebirth, that people have got tired of dinosaurs. After all, people keep going to see these movies, no matter how bad they get. Before we get stuck into this like a tyrannosaur into a Parasaurolophus, your spoiler-free plot summary. It is 32 years since dinosaurs returned, and 17 after an attempt to mutate dinosaurs in a lab was hilariously turned into a catastrophe by a Snickers wrapper. Yes, really. And there's a lot of candy product placement in this film. The problem is, people are bored of dinosaurs now, and even worse, it turns out that the giant lizards just aren't built for the modern world, dying out in zoos and unable to adapt to our climate. Now they only exist in the wild, around the equator, where the climate is closer to what they need to survive. When a pharmaceutical company discovers that a revolutionary heart medication can be obtained from dinosaurs, Zora Bennett, an ex-Forces special operative turned mercenary, is recruited to lead a team to the island. After picking up a shipwrecked family, they all end up stranded on the island and will somehow need to complete their mission and escape. Okay, so as I have alluded to, dinosaurs are cool. Anytime there was a dinosaur on screen, rendered with excellent CGI and directed by Gareth Edwards to at least attempt to recreate the wonder of the good Jurassic Park films, I was entertained. But the writing just isn't there. Anytime there isn't a dinosaur on screen, I was approaching bored. And in fact, the writing has plot holes that you could fit a mosasaur, titanosaur and Quetzalcoatlus through at the same time. The worst thing is that it's actually the original Jurassic Park screenwriter returning, David Coop. But 32 years is a long time. This screenplay has frequent non-sequiturs and forgets the conditions that it has already established and that the previous films have established. The characters are frequently moronic, and the script is full of moments that are going to have eyes rolling or at least partially closing. And when it's not stupid, it's just regurgitating elements from previous films. The characters are forgettable despite committed performances from Mahershala Ali and Jonathan Bailey at least. ScarJo is firmly on autopilot here and just plays boring, stoic action female character, although it would be unfair to call her a girl boss. She does show fear and vulnerability and even cries at one point. However, she just isn't interesting. Mahershala Ali's Duncan Kincaid at least has a bit of charm. You can see that he is in Blade mode as well. The dude is jacked. Jonathan Bailey's Dr. Loomis at least gives us a little bit of that wonder, seeing each new dinosaur with wide-eyed excitement. The problem is that dinosaurs have been in zoos and stuff for ages. Oh well, maybe it was seeing them in the wild that did it. Thing is, the film's just trying to recreate moments from the first movie, with none of the magic. The mutant dinosaurs? Wasted. Should have just been dinosaurs. Likewise, elements of John Williams' score are used, but it sounds like AI was used to fill in the gaps, just like frog DNA was used to fill in the genetic sequence of the original creatures. And then we have the family. A father who's taken his daughters on a cross-Atlantic trip through allegedly government-monitored dinosaur-infested waters. Yikes. The little girl is there to inject peril and cuteness, complete with baby dinosaur pet. The older one there is just to have a slacker stoner boyfriend that the father disapproves of, adding yet another character dynamic that just isn't required. We could have done without them entirely. But a young girl and father on their own probably would have meant more Pedro Pascal rather than Manuel Garcia Ruffalo. So maybe it's necessary evil. I did at least like that there was a strong father role model in this film that tries to step up in emergency situations. And the other characters are dinosaur fodder and get picked off in exactly the order that you think they will. Plot armour only goes so far. evil, slimy, corporate white dude excluded. Finally, although the CGI in the dinos is excellent, some of the compositing and green screen effects are distractingly bad. I was shocked they made it into the final cut. Final thoughts. Jurassic World Rebirth is a poorly written, predictable film that relies on regurgitating elements from previous movies to try to recapture the magic of the original. But it fails. Too many half-baked plot elements and character dynamics and a contradictory world setting in the script mean that, just like the mutant dinosaurs that infrequently feature, it's a mess. That said, any time that dinosaurs were on screen, I was entertained. And this movie is at least better than the previous two films, Dominion and Fallen Kingdom. No one is waving arms at dinosaurs to stop them here. But Chris Pratt was easily a better lead and more charismatic than Scarlett Johansson. And although overall this film is better than the previous two entries, it is a pale shadow of what could be achieved with the Jurassic films if they just had some decent ideas and coherent, well thought out world building. After all, dinosaurs are cool, right? Thanks for watching. I've been Critic, and I'll be back with another movie review soon.